Recording. So everyone has arrived. We can get going, which is excellent. I'm going to continue our theme of core, shoulders, and hip flexors. I said this to Damien last night, who was absolutely delighted and said he might stay in bed this morning, but he's turned up, which is great. You might need a strap this morning, fairly early on. You will probably want a cushion just for a little bit of comfort, knees, etc. And you may want a blanket for Shavasana because it's still pretty cold. Okay, so we're going to start seated on your mat. This is where I start removing layer by layer. I've decided that it's pretty cold this morning. It's supposed to be 11 today. I don't see any that actually turning up. So we're going to start in a seated position. And I want us to start feeling for that tall spine position and being able to relax out of it. So slump and then lift up again. So in a seated position, feet are flat on your mat. If you find this very uncomfortable on your hips, you might find taking your feet a little bit wider. You might find letting your legs fall out to the side a little bit more comfortable, or even lifting your hips up, whatever works for you. And from here, I want you to take 5 deep breaths. Hands are either side of your hips. And with each inhale, feel your spine grow and become taller towards the ceiling. And then with every exhale, just slowly sinking each of the vertebrae onto the top of each other, almost stacking like stickle bricks. From here, bring your feet together, letting your legs fall out to either side. Hands come into onto your feet, thumbs on the inside of your feet, and then you're going to breathe and just slightly hinge forwards. We're not going for a full bend at this point in time or a full fold at this point in time. Just trying to get a little bit of flexibility into your hips. And we're taking 5 breaths here. And at this time, feel for any points in your spine that feel like they need a little bit more space and room. Coming back into the first position, feet are down. You're going to hinge backwards slightly, nice to spine from here. Inhaling, lifting your arms all the way up overhead, shoulders come into your ears. Exhaling, arms come back down to your hips. Inhaling, sweeping your arms all the way up overhead. And then exhaling, hands come back down again. Inhaling, sweeping your arms up. And then exhaling, hands come back down. Last one, inhaling, sweeping your arms all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhaling, hands come down and you're going to hinge backwards. Try and keep that tall spine position. So we're in a modified boat pose with the feet down. And then from here, you're going to hinge forwards towards your knees. Bring your chest all the way onto your thighs as much as you can. Feel for that crunch of your core. And then you're going to exhale, come back. Lean back slightly, inhaling, coming all the way forwards. Rib cage comes onto your thighs, and then exhale, coming all the way backwards. You should start to feel your core and your hip flexors, if you're not already. Start to it, and then exhaling, coming all the way back. We've got 2 more. Inhaling, coming all the way forwards. And then exhaling, coming backwards. Inhaling, all the way forwards. And then exhaling, rolling your body all the way down, very, very slowly onto your mat. And then from here, bring your arms all the way up overhead. From here, tuck your tailbone under, bring your spine onto the mat, and then exhale, bring your hands either side of your hips. Inhaling, lifting your arms overhead, keep your back flat on the floor. And then exhaling, hands from either side of your hips. Inhaling, arms come overhead. Exhaling, hands come either side of your hips. Keep your back nice and flat, making your spine as long as you can, working through. As you bring your arms overhead, getting a lovely stretch onto your ribcage. And then as you exhale, relaxing out slightly. And then as you bring your arms up this time, you're going to slowly send your legs away from you and come all the way back up to seated. Excellent. So from here, you're going to place one leg out in front of you. So left leg goes all the way out in front of you. Your right leg is going to cross over your left leg. You're going to wrap your arm all the way around the front of your left leg. And then look over your right shoulder. For the moment, interlace your fingers, pull your leg in towards your rib cage, getting a little twist. And then exhaling, relaxing all the way out. Swapping your legs over, right leg extends, left leg flips over the top. Wrap your right arm around your left leg and then rotate and look over your left shoulder. When you're doing this, breathe, feel your spine. I'm thinking, trying to get my spine as straight as I can up towards the ceiling. That's not to mean you should sit like this all the time. I've actually done studies that show that slouching is not a problem. It's only a problem if it goes on long term. And then releasing your hands. You may want to strap for the next pose. I'm going to take a layer off at this point in time because we're going to try for a wrap and for a bind. So if you do want to use a strap, right, jumper is off. We're serious now. This is serious yoga. So you're going to wrap your right leg over the top of your left leg. Right hand comes behind your right hip. And then from here, you're going to inhale, lift your arm all the way up overhead. If you want to put a strap in between your legs, now's the point where you go for it. So the strap goes in between your legs around the back of your body, and you're going to hold on to the strap with both of your hands. If you want to try for the bind, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this morning, but you're going to try and get your arm onto the outside of your right thigh, and then it slides in between your right thigh and your left thigh. And then you take your hand around the back of your body, and we're going to hold for 5 breaths. And you're looking over your right shoulder. From here, release your hands. Send your right leg out in front of you. Bring your left leg over the top. And we're going to do exactly the same thing, but on the other side. So if you want to have a strap, you're sliding the strap in between your thighs and then round the back of your body. Your left hand goes behind your left hip. Your right arm goes all the way up into the air. Nice big stretch. And then from here, you're trying to get that right arm. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it this side. Feels way too tight. Trying to get that right arm in between your thighs, and then you're trying to hold on to it. And we've got 5 breaths. And then releasing both arms. From here, you're going to take your right foot all the way in towards your body and bring it as close as you can. Toes are pointing out towards the ceiling. Left hand goes behind your left hip. Right hand sweeps all the way up towards the ceiling. You're exhaling, coming as far forward as you possibly can, and then wrapping your arms around the outside of your right leg and binding behind you. Again, it's another one where a strap is useful around the outside of your body. Inhaling, coming all the way back up again. Right leg goes out, left leg comes in, right hand goes behind your right hip. If you are using a strap, it's going to go all the way around the back of your body. Your left arm sweeps all the way up into the air. You're exhaling, coming as far forward as you possibly can. Thumb comes down, and then you're wrapping your left arm around the front of your left knee and then towards the back of your body. Inhaling, coming all the way back into a seated position. From here, from lifting your arms all the way up overhead, as tall as you possibly can. Draw your rib cage up, draw your shoulders into your ears, and then exhale, relax all the way back out again. You're going to do that again. Inhaling, lifting your arms all the way up overhead, rib cage comes upwards, shoulders come upwards, nice strong body, and then exhaling, relaxing out. Inhaling, sweeping your arms all the way up overhead, and then you're going to hinge forwards from your hips as far as you can go and keeping your spine nice and tall. Arms are overhead. This is working your shoulders. Inhaling, sitting all the way backwards, taking your feet in towards you, arms either side of your knees, lifting up with your feet. We're into boat pose now. From here, if you want to, you can cuddle your legs and point your toes up towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, coming down towards your mat into that lovely long hollow position or banana position. Inhaling, coming all the way back up to seated. You should find that your core's a little bit warm now. So we're going to roll over the front of your ankles. If you find this really uncomfortable, turn to the side and then come on to all fours. Okay, so from here, we're going to do some cat-cows. Loosen your spines up, loosen up your shoulders, your hips. Make your body feel a little bit nice about itself. So inhaling, head comes up, tailbone comes up, ribs drop down. And then as you exhale, tucking your tailbone under, head comes under, really arching through every single bit of your back. I always find that my lower back just doesn't arch as much as the rest of my spine. So I tend to do a little bit of focus there. And as I start to focus, I draw my belly button in towards my spine. I really try and tilt the whole of my pelvis downwards. And then slow things down. Work with your own body. Decide what you need from your practice this morning. So this is the last one we're going to do. And then you're coming into a straight spine position. And make sure you adjust your hands here so that they're underneath your shoulders. And you want to have a little double check. Feel for whether your hips tilted down towards the ground slightly, or maybe they are tucked under slightly. We want to be in a neutral spine position, which is roughly a straight back. Shoulders are wide of your spine, and you're drawing your head into the back of the skull. And just have a feel for what the sensation of dropping your head down feels like, and then pulling your head into the back of the skull so you can feel the range of movement available to you in your neck. Right hand comes all the way up towards the ceiling. You're opening out your right shoulder. And then you're going to exhale, bring your right shoulder down onto your mat into the lovely little rotation. And create space in between your right shoulder blade and your spine. If it's available to you, you can put your left hand on your spine or maybe on the inside of your right thigh, and then shift your weight onto your right leg and lift your left leg up and point it towards the ceiling. Slowly bring your left leg down onto your mat. Release your left hand back down onto the left side of the mat. And then come back into a child's pose. Push all the way backwards. Hands go nice and wide on your mat. Relax out. Round out through your lower back. Forehead is down on the mat. And we're trying to get the shoulders as deep and open as we possibly can here. Inhaling, coming all the way back into a tabletop position. Hands are spread, fingers are nice and wide, shoulders are broad of your spine, and you're pulling your head up into the back of the skull. Inhaling, left arm sweeps all the way up towards the ceiling, opening up the left side of your body, and then sweeping your left arm underneath you and lying onto your left shoulder. And I do try and layer things. So if this is what feels comfortable to you, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. No one else can see you. And then from here, if you want to, you can add your right hand coming onto either your spine or the inside of your left thigh. And if you want to go a little bit further, you can then lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, squeezing your right bum cheek and opening out your right hip. Right knee comes all the way back down onto the ground. Bring your right hand down onto your mat, press into your right hand, and come back into a tabletop position. pushing back into lovely child's pose, or stretching out your rib cage. Hands are nice and wide. Any pinching in your shoulder, and put a little bend in your elbow. Here, hands come flat onto your mat. You're going to bring your shoulders all the way forwards over your hands. Untuck your toes. First high plank of the morning. We haven't even done a downward facing dog yet. Draw your heels all the way towards the back of your mat. My heels are slightly tight today. My ankles are really, really tight. Left foot comes forwards underneath your left rib cage and up by your left hand. Draw your right heel all the way backwards. Sweep your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling, opening out towards the left side of your room. If you want to, you can place your left hand onto your right hip or the spine. Draw your right shoulder away from your ear. Left hand then sweeps all the way back down onto your mat. You're going to turn your foot out to the right hand side. Right hand sweeps up towards the ceiling, opening yourself out to the right hand side. Right hand comes all the way back down onto your mat. Step back with your left foot, come into the high plank. From here, right foot steps forwards behind your right hand. And then we open out to the right hand side, really lifting, feeling the strength in your body here. I'm lifting with my hips, I'm pressing down with my legs. My whole body is active and it's working. And then right hand comes down onto your mat. Rotate your foot so that it is flat onto your mat. Left hand then sweeps up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes down onto your mat. From here, you're going to step forwards with your left foot. Bring your feet slightly closer together. And you're going to fold. Be nice and heavy. First fold of the morning. Have a good look at your toes at this point in time. Good place to get grounded and see how much movement you've got. And then gently, very slowly coming all the way back up to standing, rolling through your spine. First asana of the morning. Inhaling, sweeping your arms up overhead. Exhaling, coming down, hinging at your hips, down towards the ground, tucking your chin and your head in. Inhale, tall spine, straight back. Doesn't matter where your straight back position is. Wherever it is, enjoy it. Exhale, hands come down onto your mat. Stepping back with your right foot. Step back with your left foot. Knees come down onto the ground. Tuck your tailbone under. This is where your core really has to work. Elbows draw back into your rib cage. Chest falls forwards ahead of your hands. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Toes are pointed towards the back of your room. Exhale, coming through child's pose and into a downward facing dog. Really pressing your hands into your mat, spreading your feet as wide as you possibly can, lifting up with your hips. Don't worry about your knees. Don't worry about whether you can get your heels down. From here, inhaling, looking towards the front of your mat, right foot steps forwards, then your left foot steps forwards. Exhale, you're folding, trying to get your rib cage nice and deep. Maybe you can get it onto your thighs, maybe not. And then inhaling, sweeping your arms all the way up overhead. Exhaling, bring your arms all the way back down. Right foot steps backwards, right heel draws in. Don't let your legs go too wide. Okay, we don't want too wide a stance here. Turn your hips so that they face forwards. And then from here, you're going to bring your arms behind you, either into a reverse prayer pose, nice and loose, pointing downwards. You can you can grab onto your forearms. And then from here, you could also do a reverse prayer, whatever takes your fancy this morning. From here, you're going to inhale, lift your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinging as far forward as you possibly can. Drawing your elbows upwards. Be very careful of your wrists and your shoulders though. And have a feel for your abdomen having to work and support you. Inhaling, coming all the way back up to standing. Release your hands, give them a little bit of a flap because they can get a little bit tired in that position. And then turning your hips out to the side. Straightening both legs, you're going to inhale, lift your arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, hinge forward. So this is a little bit of a sideways movement. Okay, I'm trying to go as far forward as I possibly can, sideways, trying to keep my rib cage so that it's stacked over my front leg. And then from here, I'm going to dive that front hand forwards towards the ground. You may find that if you are a tall person, a brick underneath your hand is very useful here. I am not a tall person, I am a short person. So this is not a problem for me, but I am really working with my right hip to pull my right hip backwards and point it up towards the ceiling. You can either look down towards the ground or you can look up towards the ceiling. Very good, everyone. Looking excellent. And really be strong through your abdomen here. Be strong through your core, be strong through your legs. Right hand comes onto your right hip, look down towards your left hand. Inhaling, coming all the way back up to standing. From here, hands come into a prayer pose. You're pivoting onto your left leg. We are going to go into a balance. You may want a brick in front of you because we are going to bring a hand down. I just see someone's removed their brick. So I just thought, okay, you probably want it back again. You're lifting up with your back leg. And then from here, you're going to slightly tip your hips and open them out to the side. Left hand comes down towards the ground. We're really trying to open the hips out to the right hand side. You may find a brick in front of you, very useful. Right hand can go up towards the ceiling. From here, gently bring your right foot towards your right hand. We're going to try and hold on to your right foot with your right hand while still opening out your right hip. And if you have your right foot, you can really kick into it, opening out the right hip as well. Release your right foot if you've got hold of it, and slowly bring your right foot down towards your left. Take a nice minute here to fold forwards. If you want to put a bend in your knee, you can do. If you want to make this a bit more of a working fold, you're thinking about pumping and inhaling, and then exhaling, squeezing a little bit more. Inhaling, being a bit tall, and then exhaling, getting a little bit closer to your thighs. From here, inhale, sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Exhaling, hands come back down to your thighs. Left foot steps backwards and slightly rotates inwards. Remember, not too wide a stance in this one. Hips face forwards, hands come behind your back. So you can reverse prayer up and down, or hold on to your forearms, whatever works for you. You're going to inhale to spine, exhale, hinge forwards. You should get a nice stretch onto your legs here. And my abdomen's working. I'm thinking, I'm trying to get the whole of my upper body onto my front thigh. I really do have to squeeze and draw upwards into my hip flexors with both my abdomen and with my thigh muscles. This is all very, very active. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, standing. Release your hands, give them a little bit of flat. Hips then turn to the side. Apologies, I'm going to turn my back on you, so I don't mean to. So from here, hands come out to shoulder height. You're then hinging as far forward as you can. You might need a brick underneath your right hand, and then tilting, bringing your body sideways down towards your right foot. If your hand gets to your thigh, great. Your calf muscle is also great. If it can get to a brick, perfect. If it gets to the floor like me, you've either got short legs or you're very, very, very flexible. Looking down towards your right hand, left hand comes onto your left hip. Slowly and very gently come all the way up, standing. Hands come into a prayer pose. We're going to come forwards onto your right foot. If you feel happy to do so, you can lift your left hip up. Then you're going to try and open your hips out to the left-hand side. Right hand comes down towards the ground. You can then try and bend your left knee and hold on to your left foot with your left hand. If you've managed to get that, you're then opening out to the left-hand side with your left hip. Releasing your left foot. Bring your left foot nice and slowly back down towards your right foot, and then relaxing out into a lovely fold. Hands can be holding onto each forearm. Head is tucked in. Be nice and long and gentle with your body. Bit slowly rolling vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up. And we're going to go into another asana. We haven't done many this morning. You're going to inhale, arms sweep all the way up overhead. Hips come all the way backwards. Sitting into chair pose. If it's too much for your hands to be up overhead, onto your shoulders or onto your hips, it's completely fine. Exhale, hands come down towards the mat. Inhale, tall spine, straight back position. Exhale, hands come flat onto your mat. Step back with your left foot or jump back. It's up to you, whatever you'd like. Step back with your right foot. Draw your heels all the way backwards. Elbows draw in towards your rib cage, into chaturanga. Inhale, into up dog or cobra. Exhale, untuck your toes, lift your hips all the way into the air, into downward facing dog. Step forwards with your right foot, left heel draws in. Inhale, sweeping your arms all the way up overhead into warrior one. Exhale, hands come back onto your mat. Step back with your right foot. Draw your shoulder blades apart, chaturanga. Elbows draw in towards your rib cage. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips all the way into a downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, right heel draws in. Inhale, sweep your arms up into the air. Warrior one. Exhale, hands come back onto your mat. Step back with your left foot. Draw your elbows in towards your rib cage. Inhale into up dog or cobra. We are going to take a moment to have 5 breaths in downward facing dog or child's pose. And I am watching my screen, so if you do want to pop into child's pose, it's a good way of showing me that you're feeling like it's a little bit tiring today. You're over halfway through, people. You're doing well. If you are in child's pose, coming back up into a downward facing dog. From here, you're going to sweep your right foot all the way up towards the ceiling, opening out your right hip, squeezing your right bum cheek, bending your right knee, bring your right knee all the way forward and up to your right elbow. And then going to draw your right leg all the way up into the air. Right knee then bends, bring your right knee all the way in towards your left elbow. Oh, my headphones are both falling out, excuse me. From here, you're going to draw your right leg all the way up into the air. Come in, right knee comes in towards your nose, trying to really curl your body as much as you possibly can. And then pressing back into a downward facing dog. Or if you want to come into child's pose as a rest, this is a good time to rest out in child's pose. You've got 5 breaths here, and then we're going to move on to the left-hand side. If you are in child's pose, coming back out into a downward facing dog. From here, left leg sweeps all the way up into the air. Squeeze your left bum cheek. Left knee comes to left elbow. Inhaling, sweeping your left leg all the way up into the air. Squeeze your left glute. Left knee comes to your right elbow. I find this one the most difficult. From here, left knee comes all the way up into the air again, and then your left knee pops in towards your knee. Nose, be very careful, don't hit yourself on the nose. And let's everyone come back into a child's pose and relax out, taking 5 breaths to really rest your shoulders. If you want to put a bend in your elbows, do, or if you want to bring your hands underneath your forehead, go for it. We have done quite a lot of arms on your shoulders. From here, pressing into your mat, coming back into a tabletop position. Bring your right knee forwards, then your left foot forwards. Sorry, I didn't mean right knee forwards. Bring your right foot forwards and then your left foot forwards. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, folding forwards, relaxing out. Inhaling, sweeping your arms all the way up overhead. Stepping back with your right foot. Coming into warrior two. We've got nice little standing secrets to do there. From here, have a little feel and a play with your hips, because we want to be able to lift up slightly through the front of the hip and gently drop downwards with the back. Should feel like a lovely strong pose here. And if you want to make it feel really elegant, you're going to lean into your front leg. Bring your left knee as far forward as you possibly can over your index toes. And then we're going to sweep and rock backwards into reverse warrior. Really opening out the left side of your body and opening out your left hip. Inhaling, coming all the way through warrior two. You're going to sweep your arms all the way up in front of you. Make a nice long line between your back foot, which is on your big toe at the back there, and your arms that swept into the air. You all know what's coming because I'm going to sweep you all the way up. Knee comes in front of you. So we go into warriors, into a bit of a ninja pose. And if you want to, you can straighten your front leg out. Try not to tilt backwards as you do this. And then exhaling, bring your right foot all the way down. Relax your arms either side of your body. From here, left foot steps backwards, left heel draws down. Inhaling, arms come up to shoulder height. Again, have a little bit of a play with your bum. Tuck the tailbone under, really stick it out, and then go halfway in between. And then lean as far forward as you can over your front foot. Don't let your back foot unstick. And then you're going to sweep all the way backwards with your left hand, opening out the front of your right. From here, coming through warrior two, back upright. Arms then come up overhead, tilting forward, coming onto your big toe, trying to get a straight line between your big toe and your hands overhead. And then pivoting, drawing your left knee forwards, bending your left knee, drawing your left leg into your rib cage before sending your leg straight. And then relaxing your left leg all the way out. Exhale, folding all the way down onto your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come flat onto your mat, stepping or jumping into the chaturanga if you want to. Inhaling into up dog or cobra. Exhaling, drawing your hips all the way back into child's pose. Take 5 breaths in child's pose. From here, sitting backwards onto your heels and then swinging your legs out in front of you. We are going to start making our way into Shavasana. I want to do a few gentle stretches before we do that. If you want to have a blanket or like a nice item of clothing to keep you warm, it's quite a useful time to go and get it. So from here, legs are coming all the way forwards. Hands at either side of your hips. You're going to draw upwards with your head and your spine and inwards along your legs into your hips, working your hip flexors. From here, inhaling, lifting your arms all the way up overhead, hinging as far forward as you possibly can, and then placing your hands either on your thighs, your shins, maybe you can get them to your feet, and then taking your elbows out to either side, really drawing yourself as far forward. It's almost like you're trying to draw your chest in between your shoulders, creating strength in your shoulders as you do this. From here, going all the way back, take one foot in towards you and then bring the other foot in towards you. And then you're going to hinge backwards onto your, I guess this would be your glutes, I think. Sort of not on your bottom bones at all here. So from here, nice tall spine. This is the rest position. And then you're going to slowly bring your right leg out, trying to straighten it. And then bring your left leg out and trying to straighten it. Heels are pressing outwards. And drawing your heels in. And then sending your left leg out first before your right leg. Really holding your hip flexors, working your abdomen. Then drawing both feet all the way back in. If you can, bring your knees together and still hold on to your toes. Excellent. And then let go of your toes, send your feet all the way out in front of you, and then hover off the ground where your feet are about, I don't know, 10, 15 centimeters off the ground, and your hands at either side of your thighs. And then gently bring your legs all the way down onto the ground, rolling your spine onto the ground and relaxing your body out. From here, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Give a nice little roll of the knee from side to side, taking any pressure off your lower back if there is any. Take your leg over the top of your left thigh and then coming into a twist if you're happy to do so. Taking your right leg back into your body, facing up towards the ceiling. Right leg goes away, left leg comes in, give it a little bit of a hug in towards your chest, and maybe rock it from side to side in the socket. And then take your left leg over the top of your right side of your body into a twist. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, facing towards the ceiling, and sending your left leg away. We are going to go into a 5-minute Shavasana. So if you want to grab a jumper or a blanket to put on you, please go and do it now. And we're going to while away 5 precious minutes drifting. So make yourself as comfortable as you can. I do appreciate it's pretty cold at the moment. So anything you can do to make yourself feel a little bit warmer, do it. Definitely recommended. Closing your eyes, relaxing your head, your neck, your spine, your shoulders, your hips, your legs, your ankles, and your feet. Letting yourself drift. Starting to become aware of your room. Feeling your ribcage rise and fall as you breathe. Moving your fingers nice and gently. Moving your toes. Spreading your toes as wide as you possibly can. Making space in your feet. Starting to roll your legs from side to side. Nodding your head from side to side. Drawing your knees into your chest. Wrapping your hands around your knees. Bring a little bit of a rock into your body from one side to the other. When you're ready, slowly rolling to your side and then making your way back into a seated position. Bring your hands into a prayer pose. Bow your head down, saying namaste. Thank you very much for joining me for yoga this morning. I think we've got 2 more weeks of core, shoulders, and hip flexors. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great end to your week. Bye.